It is Saturday, and one of the things that I knew I was gonna have to be ready for, but was the cold weather shift. Now listen, I grew up in Ohio. I realize how Ohio weather is and how will treat you, but it doesn't mean I have to like it or want to be in it. So this morning was 48 degrees, and so I did wait a little bit longer to come out and tend to the animals. I knew they were fine because of what resources they had available last night, but I am still a little bit chilly. This winter is probably going to be the hardest for our family because we have not had to withstand a winter really in 6 years. And so I am not looking forward to that. I'm the only one that has a coat. So all the kids need coats now, and that's just one more expense, but come along with me. I'll show you what I do on a Saturday morning and prep that just stuff that I need to get done between the poultries and all the poultry and cows and donkeys and all of that stuff. So the cows and donkeys are pretty good. We're just gonna give them some water, I think, and try and coach them up. They're still not used to us, and try and give them some treats. The donkeys finally forgave us last night, and I'll show you a clip of that.
Hey girls, are you still upset?
They were really upset that the cows came to live with us, and they have not been wanting to share their land, so to speak. So they have boycotted us for about a week since we got the cows. So we are finally on their good graces, but they still have not come up to the barn when we took our ride around the field last night on the four-wheeler to check the fence. We try and check the fence every day to make sure the cows aren't pushing on anything. The donkeys actually ran up to us, and we were able to get all their burrs out of their tail and their mane. So they are burr-free again now that they allow us to come up to them. They were really upset about those cows. So we're gonna go out, check everything out, scoop some poop, and refill waters, and just do all the things.
2 hours later.
So one of the things that I quickly learned is that unless I wear gloves every single time I come outside and into the barn to touch any animal, to bring them something simple, I have to wear gloves. Otherwise, I regret it later on whenever I'm in the kitchen scrubbing. So I put gloves on every single time that I do something, so I can keep my nails looking nice. So the turkeys right now, we only have 2 out of the 4 that we raised. We do have more babies in there, no Lola, but 2, we don't have their home ready for them. So they go out with, they go out with the ducks during the day until they're a little bit older and their coop is built out.
3 hours later.
So pretty much all of our stuff for the smaller babies are makeshift. One of the things that we did get is a lot of these kind of cages. I think this is maybe for a rabbit, but the turkeys cannot slip their little bodies out of this one, but the chickens can, along with the ducks when they were little. So until they're a little bit older, the turkeys can stay in here. When they get bigger, we'll move them over to a larger crate, and then from the crate we're going to move them outside with the rest of the poultry. But this is what we're keeping the turkeys in. There's only 4 for right now. It is a constant shift of cleaning, and now the colder nights are here, so I do have some extra protection for them. Again, we did sell everything in 2019. We sold everything in 2019. Everything that we owned, bought an RV and a truck, and traveled. So now that we're back, we literally had pretty much nothing to start with. So we have acquired a lot of things. There's been a lot of yard sales, and then since we started the farm, after buying the house, people have also been giving us stuff. So we're trying to utilize anything that we can get, because realistically, this kind of stuff doesn't seem to be worth spending the money on if these animals really don't care what they live in, as long as they are safe and fed. So the turkeys won't be in here for very long, a very short amount of time. They are roughly a week old right now, and you can see how they're already big. But we're gonna clean out their cages today, along with the chickens, who are in a larger crate to my other side, and a much larger crate than this. And then pretty soon these turkeys will go to a much bigger area But the problem with the larger crates is that there's space for them, again, to get out of, and they can slip through the bars. So they'll be in here until they are big enough for the large crate. We'll move them over, and then eventually they'll go out into the larger pen. This keeps them safe at night and protected and also warm. We want them to stay warm all night. They say to love on your animals a lot. These little guys, they do not want to be held, so we are still working with them. I worked with the other turkeys. They are more calm than the ducks, who I did not work with as much. I thought we were actually going to get rid of the ducks, but we ended up keeping them. And I have a love-hate relationship with them right now until we get a better system set up. But they are absolutely terrified of me. So I don't know if it's the energy that I'm giving them or what, but I've been sitting out there and giving them treats every night, those little mealworms. They have 2 pools to swim in. They are safe, they are comfortable. They have 2 different duck boxes they can go to, but somehow they still don't love me 100%. We're gonna try and get these guys to love me even more, along with the chickens that I'll show you here in a minute. And hopefully that makes all the difference whenever we are working with them. And the donkeys love us, the goats love us, the dogs love us. The cows are coming around and starting to scope us out a little bit more. Cows are way harder since you can't really go up to them. They have to come up to you. So you kind of just have to stand out there and not have a stare off with them, but also be aware of where they're at since they're longhorns. We don't want any spooks or scares on their end or our end, making it bad all the way around. So if I'm being honest, this entire process is incredibly new to us. So we are absolutely flying by the seat of our pants and just going with a lot of common sense, a lot of recommendations from friends, and just trying to keep up on the cleaning aspect of all of it, because when you let one thing slack, then that's when you find problems arise. So as long as you keep up on the cleaning and checking things out, that's what we've had the most success with so far. But again, this is only our 2nd flock of turkeys that we're raising, and the other ones are not even full adults yet. So I could be doing something completely wrong, but so far everybody seems happy and healthy. And the best part is, yes, we're spending money, but it's not on everything brand new. We're trying to use our resources and get by with just doing the things of what we have to buy at the moment. And even said, after 3 goats, 2 longhorn cows, 2 donkeys, and 2 dogs, 6 ducks, and let's see how many. We have 4 baby turkeys, we have 2 adult turkeys, and we have 12 chickens. They seem happy and healthy so far. There was one that was sick, and so it did not make it within 24 hours of us purchasing it, so we were able to get a replacement. So overall, some of the stuff that I have learned so far, aside from cleaning, is that this is a very expensive hobby when we have not capitalized on it very much yet. I have also learned that the larger the pine shavings, the better. I accidentally got this small flex, and I hate this kind because it doesn't last as long and it goes everywhere. And so I try not to put this in with the turkeys too quick. They really get freaked out over stuff like this. And the last thing I want them to do is get nervous every couple of days, every 2 to 3 days, whenever I have to give them new bedding. And so that's also why I don't give them a huge, deep bedding that's really thick, because we change it out so frequently. Otherwise, you will get all this stuff that you don't want to be stuck to the plastic underneath, and it's harder to clean instead of just laying within the chips itself. So these little guys should be pretty happy right now. They're scoping things out, checking things out. So I'm gonna get food and water here in a minute. Just give me a minute. That side. Again, this was given to us, and so this has been absolutely perfect with keeping them happy and warm and most of all, safe. So we're gonna spread that out, grab them some fresh water and some fresh food. Their water actually wasn't too bad, so I just scooped out the old pine shavings. This size is good for this cage, and it lasts quite a while, but all of these pine chips do end up in it, and that's another reason I don't like the smaller pieces of pine shavings, because they end up everywhere much quicker than the larger pieces, and they're harder to pick out. I'll also take, do you see, these are the larger pieces, so you can pick those out very easily. I'll also take this, since I'm gonna refill it, and pour it right out so they can kind of pick and do whatever they want with it and give them something to do. And then we're gonna refill this with their fresh feed. But they like to pick and kind of work through it. Hi, little guy. So again, we did go with what was free and things that we already had. This crate had to get an additional wire put around it, so that way the chicks could not get out, and they are happy as a lamb now. We're gonna go ahead and clean out their cage and see what they need. I know last night that I knew that I was gonna have to clean all of this out, and they need fresh water, because again, these smaller pine chips, they clog this thing up. There is water in their container, as you can see it coming out, but minutes after I put it out, it's a constant battle of getting out the wet stuff and allowing that water to free flow. So part of me loves doing this weird stuff. We have nothing to show for it yet. There's no eggs yet. They're all still babies. The beef is not ready to put in the freezer, so to speak. You know, the fence isn't even fixed for the goats to be in the master pasture, but we're gonna keep doing it. And but as far as whenever you first get started, it is very long, it is very expensive and time consumptive, but I hope it's gonna be worth it in the long run. We'll see. We have spent several thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get the farm prepped and ready for the animals, not alone. And then on top of that, you're paying for the animals, and then you're also paying for all of the water buckets. And right now we are in the process of looking for a hay feeder, and that's gonna run us probably 500 bucks just for something to put the donkeys and cows their hay in for this winter that we need to prep for. So I'm keeping my eye out on Marketplace to save a little bit of cash, but usually it's hard to find those kind of things. And then also we have a natural spring on property within the main pasture, so that is, making sure my dog's here, that is absolutely phenomenal. But it's not really free flowing too much yet. So we have to get that situated, and then also provide them with additional water that we can keep an eye on, along with the fly blocks and the mineral blocks and all the different things. And so just in perspective, if we don't find a 300-gallon stock tank here on Marketplace soon, then that is another $300. So all in all, just for containers for food and water for 2 cows and 2 donkeys, you know, we're looking at $800 just for that. So definitely, if you think this is gonna be cheap from the get-go, keep your eye out on Marketplace or auctions and try and hit those up. We have not had time since we both went to work full-time. The home we bought does need different repairs and stuff like that. So, and the farm we're prepping, so that way come this fall, we can really dive in, and instead of having temporary stuff, we can have full-fledged stuff. And then laying turkeys and meat turkeys and laying chickens and laying ducks and all of the things that come with it will be much later on down the road. I did get a barley, it's barley in a container, and that is helping with the algae being produced within the stock tanks. But unfortunately, I can't do that within the dog's water, which is really unfortunate. They have a small pool, a kiddie pool, and they have 3 different water containers. And I cannot do that with them because the dogs will most definitely take them out. If they don't, then the goats will, and between the 3 goats and the 2 dogs, they will completely shred them to pieces, and it's pointless. So we do have to keep up on their water significantly more than what we do on the cows and the donkeys. Theirs is just every few days at this point. But I think as they get used to drinking up here, especially whenever it starts to get cold, I think that's when that 300-gallon stock tank is going to come into play.
Later.
We have city water, well, public water for our house, well water for the barn, and then we have the natural spring that we need to tap into. So there is water everywhere. And a friend gifted us this hose as a welcome to your new house, and it has been absolutely phenomenal. So if you are looking to gift someone something, I would definitely recommend, if they're living on a property like this, grab them a good hose. This has made all the difference. This right here is that barley container. Let me show it to you. This is that barley container. It literally just has barley within a net within this container, and it just sits in there and floats around all day. So while that fills, I want to explain to you, we have so many weeds all around the property that need taken care of and all the different things, but it's all a matter of time. So as we get to them, we're doing it, and it just is at the moment. It doesn't bother the animals, and so it mainly only bothers us. Next year will be a lot better. We'll have systems in place and a little bit of extra time to get to the things that are being let go right now, such as weeds. And eventually this field needs bush hogged. It is very grown up, as you guys can kind of see, but it is a lot of weeds, but there's also a lot of hay out there. So the animals are loving it, but we just don't have enough animals to take care of it at the moment. And we don't have a tractor yet. So next big purchase after we sell the RV that we were traveling in full time is to invest into a tractor, but all within due time. So thankfully, since we grew up in this community, mainly Joseph, I grew up about 20 minutes away, not really on farmland, but his family did. I am so thankful for the community that we've had and that has reached out and offered us things. Whereas if we were in a brand new community and we knew no one and did not know the culture of farmers and things like that, then it can be quite intimidating and feel quite lonely. So what I do suggest is if you guys are going to move out to a farm or community, kind of tap into, see what they know and love. And sometimes, you know, whenever people are busy, they can seem rude. It's not them being rude, it's just their minds everywhere and they've got so much going on. What I love about this small rural town in Ohio is the community is something that we were not able to replace while on the road. Yes, we had a nomadic community. It is a completely different lifestyle, completely different mindset. And then we come back home and again, it's just another mindset. So we love this community. It's absolutely fabulous. It's good old country people, you guys. It's in the heart of nowhere with cities an hour away each way and people helping other people out. We've already introduced ourselves to some of the neighbors, want to get to the rest of them here soon, but the people directly across from us are phenomenal. People beside us are phenomenal. And as long as you mind your own business and do what you're supposed to do and use common sense as God provided, then you are A-okay. And just thankful that people are reaching out, thankful that we were welcomed back into the community. Those who did not like our choices, you know, that's okay. They can, that's fine. If they feel like coming around to us again and they know who we are, then they can reach back out. So we're about done for the day for right now. And then this evening I'll go back in and double check all the waters, all the feeders, put the turkeys back in their cage. We'll go around and check that the field is good with fencing. Looks like the donkeys and cows are not going to come up right now. I'll get you a closer shot right here so that way you can see they're beautiful. They're just absolutely stunning. And so cows are probably what we have become most addicted to at this point. They have been one of our most recent purchases and I cannot wait to get more. They are just magical and so big and vibrant and just absolutely amazing. Time for this water to be done.